Alright guys, welcome back to the Kaiju 8 video. So today we're going to be defeating all of the Kaiju bosses in the expedition, going towards the end goal, which is 1.5k kilometers. It took about 2 hours, but I want to show you the rewards a little bit, to show you, like I did say, and to elaborate what we talked about in the last video, the grind, the early game, what you lot should be doing. Early game, the beginner's guide a little bit, you shouldn't be going as far as possible. If you have, come on for the first time of the day, and you got a bunch of gold, bunch of currency, then maybe push for as far as you can, just to see and get some level up. Because that's probably the most important thing a little bit, is the further you push, you are going to get more level up for your characters. Like my Kafka, when I finished the whole run, my Kaiju went from level 15 to level 60, so that felt really good, right? But it did take a lot of days to reset in, so if you don't have time to grind, then of course do that. But when you have the time, and you really want to push and start to prepare for the end game, to push towards 1.5k, what you lot should be doing is what we did in my last video, where we just did right here, where you start the game, you just pick all your characters, make sure to summon all your characters in, because the characters you don't summon in don't get leveled up and don't get currency, which is kind of what you want a little bit. But you can see we went to 165 km and it took about 8 minutes. We got around 1k currency. My actual rewards is gonna be a lot higher than you lots. It's just because, once again, the more loot you find, the more loot you get from when you return and finish your expeditions. So the more you play, the more you're gonna get. But when we finished our 1.5k run, we got like 7 to 8k, which took 2 hours. So you can see the trade-off there. Granted, we've done the grind, so we were pushing for it anyway. But you can see, if I was trying to farm my actual currency, going as far as we can is just a waste of time. So just do, like I just said in the last video, go towards 200 kilometers and retreat. So when it comes towards buying characters, of course, you should probably just go in order of how you get them. So go from Kikaru, go towards, obviously, everyone knows. Rin, she's actually pretty decent. Now, I wish you could see the stats of how much characters dealt damage, because I do wonder what she does. Because she is the lowest attack multiplier of any character in the game. But she does have the furthest range. So there were a few times where everyone, even my ranged character, were just dying towards bosses, but she was the only one sitting there dealing damage, especially if you get tip-top shape with her. She can then get a little bit of a stat boost and just constantly chip away at the boss. But when it comes towards dealing damage towards the bosses, your Kaiju and your Narumi, even your Hoshina, if you buy him, to be fair, don't make a difference. The difference they make is when you get swarmed by a bunch of massive Kaijus that would typically, ruin your run, right? So they do a really good job at just basically stalling, in a sense, to where you can then get your attack buff, your speed buff, and also your big one, your missile. So yeah, I'd obviously recommend definitely getting every character. That's going to help a lot. As soon as we got Kaiju, we declare it, because you do get overswarmed by a bunch of the massive Kaijus coming towards your base, coming towards your spawn, so he can able to stall and kind of kill them easy. He is the only character with AoE abilities. And then when it comes towards your automatic stuff, I think the main ones, like the first 4 or 5, that's kind of all you really have to do. One thing I overlooked, because I just didn't say it in my last video, but you have to buy the office manual to increase your characters. And you can kind of see what I've dabbled in a little bit when it comes towards, support buffs, right? It's just increasing my damage for most of my characters. If you're wondering, special attack is for Kafka, Kaiju 8, because he's special unit, so that literally just applies towards him. You can see here the mission rewards. When you finish a mission, you're going to get more points. I didn't buy any of these, it's just you find them by playing, right? And it also a tap attack. I probably likely want to do it later on, but actually when you are going pipe, the tapping really does matter. But yeah, I feel that's all to say about the little start bit. They're kind of getting towards it. We kind of already spoke about it, but when it comes towards level up characters, you want to go towards attack, obviously. HP, honestly, it matters a little bit, but generally not too much, because the bosses do one shot. But when it comes to other characters, like the other Kaijus, it's not too bad. What I started doing for my other main cast, right, not really Kafka, because I just got him, is actually doing the cost down. I didn't do it for him. I think for Narumi I did, though, because Narumi is very, very expensive, right? So getting his cost down was actually kind of decent. Also, another thing I did notice too, which had just happened now, is when you take your characters towards level 100, so you can see right here, he just got towards level 100. He's now unlocked the attack boost too, which, to be fair, you don't need in order to defeat, 1.5k. But you do get more buffs the more you level up, right? So you can see my Narumi's level 78, you don't have the attack buff. But if I summon another character, I don't think... Is Hoshina level 100 now? He's 101 now, so you can see we've got the attack buff, right? So that's another thing that you can actually help your character push even further. Because getting, like, another 500% attack where they may go up to would be crazy. So I think that's all I have to say about the early game a little bit. Just kind of elaborate from my last video to explain more. I mean, you will see later on, but honestly, your main source of damage comes from, honestly, your support attack. Leveling this up, because max is 100, so, just coming back in a few hours. Maxing your characters level 100, 200, 300, but also maxing out this as well. This does multiply with the rally buff, and honestly that kind of does most of the damage. So you can see right now, if we tap, we do 150k And if you look at our taps, we do 49k. And you see now we have the actual attack buff one. When we tap, we go from what, 40k to 71k, right? And of course, if you get up towards level 100, it will scale up really, really low. And also your missile, which did like what, 150k, I think it was, now deals 272k, and that does go towards the bosses that you're fighting. So honestly, for the longest time, and how we defeated most of the bosses towards the end, because sometimes you couldn't get close enough, was literally just by stalling with everyone else, because the other minions, these ones right here, couldn't get towards my characters because Kafka and all the other characters are dealing so much damage. And then I'm also tapping as well, and then we just spam these missiles every 10 seconds that it just instantly kills the boss basically. So honestly, that's your main source of damage from this missile. All right, so enough talking. Let's jump towards the big bosses. But I can't make it so fast. So we got 10G. It's maybe like an hour or two. You can even see right now that we're still level 100, which is not even that great. But we're going to level it up in a second. But I want to see if I can do it with level 100 characters. Because there is a trick, by the way, when you are versing Kaiju number 9. And that is just to spam healer. So you can see right now, he's like probably one of the harder bosses. Because he just does a one-shot to all your characters. And it can be quite hard to get there. So there's two ways of doing it, right? One way is by literally waiting and stalling for 8 minutes, because like I'm never going to lose this, but I'm most never going to clear it. So what I could do is actually put on the actual 6-minute speed up one, so I have to wait 6 minutes. Or the best way that I found is, if I quickly hire myself right now, is right behind me is the deploy unit. So if you don't know, you can spam that and get a lot of the basic soldiers. So the idea is, I don't know how many you want to do, maybe up until 20. We do it 20 times to where now they take all the damage from the actual Kaiju 8. And we can get slightly close enough. So like you see, we're getting closer and closer. We're also tapping the screen so we can actually kill the other minions. And if I actually did the attack power right now, you can see we will eventually clear through it. So that's kind of the strategy. If you're watching to clear through Kaiju 9, we're going to slowly get him down here. You can also do the little missile that does damage him a little bit too. I should obviously do the attack boost, but just to make it a little bit slower. And also, we're doing level 100 characters. If you don't do the strategy of retreating and restarting, you might have to hit your characters towards level 200, 300 even, to clear even through this, just because my actual base stats of my characters is a lot higher. We usually just have a lot of loot as well. So a few more tapping it, we should almost do it. But yeah, the actual range characters do most of the damage, because your range or your close range characters don't actually do it. But you can see my loot, how much we've gotten. We're on like 70%. We've also leveled up a lot of the other stuff, like just giving us more damage and stuff and increased speed. But we should probably start leveling up our characters even more now. I think for me, when I'm trying to clear through 1000, we definitely have to get like level 300 characters. So it's not too bad. You can see we have got Kaiju 8. Look at his stats. It's quite high. He's got AoE abilities too, which is quite good. So I'll probably just do him. That's 2G. And maybe just everyone to 200, and I'll just keep on resetting until that happens. So I go Kaiju 8 first, then obviously Narumi, and then Hoshina if you have got him, and then Reno as well. And at that point, we just kind of do every other character. Is everyone 200? Yes, they are, apart from Kikuru, and we do these two. And then at this point, we push as far as we can, and then I guess when we start struggling a little bit, that's when I'll probably likely just exit out, and then wait for more gold to replenish. Level up them again towards 300, maybe even 400, and we can definitely clear through it. But once again, we only able to clear through it because we did that start strategy of retreating, gathering up all our buffs. I might still have to do it. I don't even know if we're actually going to clear through it this time around. But and in terms of missions, what we have actually upgraded, once again, the strategy is to do the first one. I'd probably like to do the 300 now, and the 200 in that one. Oh, so you can see how much we, just to show you, look, if we retreat right now, we get 2.8k, which is fine, but I was getting around 1.1k for retreating around 200. So that's kind of what I mean by it's kind of a waste a little bit to push far in towards this stage to farm actual currency. Like right now, we are doing the run because we've obviously prepared for it last night and this morning. So that's kind of why we're continuing. So you should only be doing like one run, like one really long run, like once per day when you do your little idle in the morning. But after that, and you've kind of already failed, that's when you start grinding again and just resetting after a few times, leveling up your characters as well. If you guys have made this far, there are over 70% of you guys that have simply not subscribed and you're watching this video. So if you can please hit that button, because I'm going to be making the best Kaiju number 8 content of 2025. Oh, so if you haven't seen it as well, it is quite funny. When you actually level up your charge, so you get 200% movement speed for like, what was that, like 2 minutes, 3 minutes? It's actually really funny because the way the game works is obviously when you run past the actual border, you go towards the next stage. And it's like these early stages, especially if you increase the walking speed, like Hoshin is very, very fast. I think he might be the fastest character. With his actual speed buff, he runs towards the end border before you even burst the boss, especially if you do a few taps, right? So he just like runs through like 100 kilometers so quick without even like really versing the enemy. But you gotta be a bit careful with the speed buff just because it's like every like 8 minutes. When attack one, you actually can spam quite frequently because it lasts like 3 minutes or like 2 minutes, and then it also as well replenishes like 2 minutes as well. Alright, so you'll see now we do the speed buff. Like how fast Hoshina runs. Gets the 1 hit, and then we just kind of speed through. We got a miniaturized character here. The boss instantly dies. Like the speed buff one's crazy. You can go so far with it. Yo, it's actually so fun. It's actually really sick. That definitely speeds up the run because you're not sat there like going through each round super quick. So we might be able to reach, because it's 2 minutes, we might be able to reach towards Kaiju number 9 very, very fast here. I think it's like 750 or 700. I would say there is a slight little bug, which is like some characters just don't attack. They kind of just walk in. I noticed that a few times. Like they just look. You can see a lot of them are just walking. I don't know why it happens. You kind of have to let them die, or also just kind of exit out. I do actually like Kaiju 8 though, because he's the only character in this game that does AoE abilities. Like his punches do linger behind, which makes when you're getting stuck at those little end corners so much better, because they can just keep on spawning and you can kind of get stuck there for a second. But like one punch from him can normally kill like 2 people. Okay, you know what? We're going to exit out of this. This is kind of what I mean by sometimes the game's bugged out. It's just quite annoying. Because you can see we were kind of losing there a little bit because we were getting pushed back. But like I did say, it's only because the game gets bugged out and they literally just don't attack. They just keep on running. So it's only on like Narumi and obviously Hoshina. But that does make a big difference though. So we'll just, you'll see right now, we'll probably easy kill for it. I could do the attack buff if I wanted to. And we might have to do it, I think. Without the speed buff on. Yeah, because I think the Kaiju 8 or Kaiju 10 is coming up very soon, so we can probably just attack it right now. Yeah, let's just do the attack buff. And like I say, you can actually be, you can keep activating your attack buff very often because it does return quite quick. You can see right there, I think we got a missile, or Kaiju 8 got to attack there, so he instantly killed it. But yeah, it lasts 3 minutes. I think it lasts longer than it actually returns. So you can kind of just keep on spamming them. And it's actually killed right now. Yeah. So the missile, I think with the attack buff, does multiply. So I noticed we were kind of nuking a lot there. So the reverse, I think Kaiju 10 is at 800. Oh, so just to show you a lot as well, because I think a few people have asked me, do you buy the attack power? You don't, because when you increase the attack power, it goes, look, it's not even increasing. Like, it's actually not worth. It's just you want to get the buff that allows you to get a attack power increase based on the actual attack power of the whole team, which scales up even more when you add like Narumi and Hoshina and also Kaiju 8, because that means you're getting a bunch of free attack, especially because they have like the high attack in the game. Okay, so we're about to verse Kaiju 10 right now. I don't think it's hard. There's one boss around like the 900s, which like they'll fly in. It could be quite annoying, but even then you kind of use the attack buff or speed buff to get through. But yeah, we still have the attack buff from earlier as well. We used to do a missile, easy click through all of it. And here we go. Can we easily kill it? So I don't know if he does anything crazy. He's not a range. I think it's just AoE. So we do have to rely a little bit on towards our range characters. But I think Rin, the speciality of Rin is she does the out range of most of bosses. So she can slowly chip them down. I don't think she's crazy because her attack power is really low. But you can see we're getting some damage from her. And then also because we're killing them as well. Easy runs for it. Like I say, I think once I defeated Kaiju number 9, I could easily get towards 1k super quick. Like, I think once you can defeat Kaiju 9, you're probably golden. We don't even got level 300 characters yet as well, so we could probably reset even more. I probably will have to do before I get towards 1k actually. Alright, so in terms of this boss right now, what I could do is actually just use my attack buff to kind of rinse through a little bit faster. Once again, you don't have to be too reserved about the attack buff because it does replenish quite quick. But right now, since I know I can do it, and like every 50 kilometers towards like the 50 mark, the 100 mark, you're going to versus quite a strong boss. But I can pretty sure I can clear through this one. I think Rin's doing quite a lot of damage. I do wish there was like a little stat at the end of each game to show how much damage each character did. Because I feel like Rin doesn't do too much. But she does sit in the middle if I tap fast enough as well. Where she just sits there for such a long time. Like I said, she don't do a lot of damage, but she's got really good range. So she kind of does make up for it because she's just consistent damage rather than the most damage. Like, if I can get a Kaiju 8 hit on one of the bosses, like, it gets a guaranteed kill, essentially. But right now, yeah, we just tap away. The missiles do a lot of damage towards them. Like, right now, like, you see Rin, she's standing there because she doesn't have range. She doesn't get hit by the... Because, yeah, I don't use any bust right now because I know 900 and, like, the 1k is going to be quite annoying. And, yep, he's about to die. Rin's doing quite a bit. I don't think you should skip Rin, but she's definitely, I think, the weakest out, or, like, the characters you can... Not the weakest out of the characters you can buy, but, like, out of the big special characters. And this should kill it. Boom, there we go. So now we can easily run through. Okay, at this point, we just used the attack buff. Why not? I want to save the speed one, because, like I said, when I'm recording it, it's actually 10 minutes to come back. So, I'd rather... Yeah, Kaiju 8 unfortunately dies, man. But the taps and then the rocket, we can easily kill through anyway. And I think some of the range characters do have some hits on. Because the actual attack buff does increase for your taps and your missiles. So the missiles sometimes one-shots a lot of the bosses. It's in quite a bit there. Oh, we got one nice little hit. And there we go, we kill through it. Honestly, do a speed buff now. Let's rush. We still have the attack buff. Let's quickly try and rush towards the 1k. And you can see Hoshina just sprinting, bro. He's sprinting. Do I need to tap? I do a little bit of tapping, but... we should be able to hit the actual end goal pretty fast. Because I think the most we've done is the 1k. I think once you get over 1k, you might be able to easily defeat it. Because if you can defeat 1k... I mean, my car's not even level 300, yeah. I know I've gotten there. So I think if I reset for tomorrow, it might be even easier. But we'll see. Alright, easy little nuke there. Boom. One shot that boss. Wow. That's crazy. And we're going to use the rocket straight away. Because it literally guarantee hits him. Never mind. Kaiju 2... unfortunately, got some hits. We got like 1 or 2 hits there. Kikuru's bug. Hopefully, they kind of fix it. Okay, got 1 big hit. I think it's Narumi. We do the attack 1. There we go. Kaiju, you can see, got the actual massive hit there. Oh, it's the furthest I've gone. Okay, nice. Okay, so the boss at 1.5 is Kaiju 9 again. All right. I don't think Kaiju 9 is that difficult. Because I think once you spam the soldiers and you have the speed buff, it's like super easy. And we still have the actual speed buff right now. So we can actually... Are we going to rush towards the end that quick? It's so funny how big a Kaiju 8 is. Obviously, I've realized there's a few characters we don't have actually in this mode. I think Mina's was one of them. I think Mina could be pretty sick because she could be like the longest range character in this mode, where she just sits behind where the truck is and it shoots people like a massive laser. That'd be pretty sick. So like there is a bunch of content you can add towards this game, which is quite fun. Alright, that was actually a little bit too close, bro. They were rinsing me. That's what I mean by you have to stall sometimes in order to defeat that, because we were about to lose. Yo, I'm sweating. Alright, let me level up some of my characters. Yeah, honestly, I think Kaiju 8 is needed for like 1k plus. Because like he gets like 1 or 2 hits off there, but it does linger behind. It hits AoE, which like it helps clear the little hordes when you get the massive spawns of Kaijus. Alright, so your Kaiju 8 is needed, man. We're activating our buff now. We're about to get the 1.1k, so we're going to have us a boss. Who is it? Just a giant Kaiju? Okay, how much damage you do on the little explosion? A little bit, hope we can get some attacks off. Nah, there's no way. That range is crazy, actually. Oh, Rin got the top shape. Okay. Okay, someone got hit off there. That was kind of massive. Yeah, like Rin tip-top shape at that point is actually pretty sick. Alright, there we go. We clear through it. And we're about to get our little speed buff here. So we might be able to run towards Kaiju number 9. Yeah, I think it'd be so much easier if we had level 300 characters. So it shows like the level up we did early on, like grinding like yesterday was basically worth it. Alright, another giant Kaiju. Did we get any hits off? No, the boys are broke. The boys are broke. Look at them. Are you dying? Okay, I got to reset. Alright, do we lose attack buff? I wonder if the attack buff goes away even when you're AFK. Could be like 19 seconds left. No, so it does stay over. Nice. Okay, so can we quickly get any hits off? Cheese it quick while we have the attack buff. My Rin's still in tip-top shape. Her getting is probably like the best thing because she actually like never dies. We got some hits off. I think we can cheese it with the attack buff for the next few seconds. Alright, so it's been 1 day since we've last logged on. We've pushed a little bit since last night, and if we actually do the 100 times multiplier, you can see we can't really take anyone up towards, or any of the big boys up there. It takes a lot of actual currency. You can see like T's, it costs T, bro. So we need like 100 of like the G's, which is absolutely crazy. I feel like Renault I might want to take towards 200. It's hard, right? Because right now the way the bosses are is we can only really deal damage towards them because there is a perk where you can increase your range of your ranged characters so they can kind of get out of the range of the big, you know, kaiju bosses, which you can see we're not really doing any damage to the bosses, right? So the only way I think we can do it is if we buff up with our attack buff to kill the kaijus, but also use the missile, which damages the boss as well, but over time. So let's probably likely do that then. So yeah, we'll buff up now, and then when we do the missile, we can see it does damage the boss. So basically, you can kind of see that's kind of the gimmick we're doing right now. Like, we just can't lose because our characters are tanky enough to basically survive all of the kaijus. Not enough to kill the boss, though. But then once we get the missiles, you can see we get close enough. I think Rin might be the MVP, right? Because normally, passively, she is the only character that has like really long range. So unless you have like the crazy puck leveled up where you can get your characters, your ranged characters, to get out of the boss range, Rin, I think, can at least do a little bit of damage. Even though she doesn't do that much, she can at least get a little bit of chipping to help out when you're just doing your taps and also your missiles. So it's kind of I guess it doesn't really matter what you do with your characters, right? It's just Rin and the buffs that you get from all the power up and the missile damage you can get if you get a bunch of good loot. And we might be getting some taps in. I can't tell if we're going on towards the other kaijus or not. Alright, one more missile does the job. Boom, he's now dead. And now we're going to activate the speed buff because we want to, I guess, kind of rush towards the next few stages, but while we have the attack buff still. Once again, I'm going to upgrade my main DPSs because your tap power, if you have the passive, is based off the attack. Oh, hang on. It's based off the attack of your actual character's overall power. So the more characters you upgrade, essentially, the more we're doing on taps, basically. So a little boss fight here. We're halfway towards 1.5. It looks like few of my characters are kind of glitched out there, but to be fair, they don't really do anything anyway. We'll just do it right now. Because once again, if you reset out of this, your boss progression would not save. So you have to start again. And wow, okay, I think Kaiju 8 or Narumi got a hit off there, which one-shot the boss, which is really good. Okay, I'm going to like chill it for a second. Because next time we go to the next stage, we get a boss. But if we don't tap and we kind of let our characters bug out, do we get through? I think we do. Let's go try and stall. Oh, it's Kaiju 10 in his giant form. Does he one-shot? Okay, my character's a bug. We're going to back out now. All right, do we... His attacks pattern looks really slow. We're not getting hits off, though, to be fair. I think you have to get really close. Yeah, my range units are out of range, so... I think we are damaging him. Yeah, I think we actually might eventually kill slowly without the attack buff. Got a lot of HP, though. So that's kind of good that our character's at our range. He's not got, like, super AoE abilities. So at this point, once again, we just stall and wait for our attack buff. To be fair, we have 10 minutes. Honestly, what a smart thing would be do would to probably not even use our attack buff, because we're never going to lose this, and just stall for 10 minutes. So I might actually do that. Alright, so yeah, we stole for like 10 minutes. We actually didn't use any attack buffs, basically. We easily would have killed the boss, but we are about to kill the boss just by basically tapping. This is probably one of the easier bosses, because the range for the character is super short. Yeah, Kafka and the other like melee characters don't get in range, but you can see we have Ren and the others slowly chipping down. Ren as well, but just using our little blast and tapping gets the job done. Now we have the attack boost and the speed buff and 100 kilometers left to run towards Kaiju number 9. So we're definitely going to be saving for that one. I'll probably save it till we get 1.45k. And then we'll use the attack buff because the others are obviously a lot easier. Alright, here we go. But defeat it. As I don't know who it is, but someone's got tip-top shape. I realized after I made that video the first time that when they die, then they spawn in, they have a chance to get like a little buff towards their stats. So they probably start with glowing blue. Oh, so he's doing like 8k, 8g by the way, per hit. Like no one's surviving that. My Kafka's only like got what? 340 million? Alright, almost there. Alright, there we go. I always say though, make sure you do pay attention when you're playing, man, because the amount of times where like the character bugs out, especially towards Kafka, because these stages, Kafka's kind of the king a little bit because you get a bunch of AoE damage and you're able to clear through all the big minions very, very fast. Where I guess during boss fights, he's not that good. I mean, he's good when pushing you back and he's trying to kill all the minions, but not the actual boss. But I noticed there, my Kafka wasn't doing any damage. I had to reset. Otherwise, we actually would have lost. When you lose all that AoE damage and some of your other characters are also bugged too, because it can happen more to one person, then you can literally just instantly lose. It's crazy. All right, so I think now we're relatively close. I think we can do the attack buff and speed buff. Let's go both. Let's go. Because I think we're going to rush towards Kaiju 10 now, hopefully. I don't know what the boss is at 1.5. Kaiju 1. Okay, we'll see. It looks like some of the characters are bugged again, bro. Yeah, let me reset again. No, we're doing damage to hang on, maybe not. Kaiju weight is not bugged, so you can probably get hit off. But I think Narumi is bugged there, right? Alright, we killed Kaiju 1 relatively fast there, but obviously we had our big buffs on, even though my Narumi is kind of bugged. Not that would have been much of a difference. It's most of the damage from the explosion and the tap and even the AoE characters. So we can quickly run towards Kaiju number 9 at 1.5, so almost there. If we still have the bust, that'd be really good too. We have a minute though, I don't know if we can do it. We still have a little bit of buffs. I'm going to spam units, right? Because remember the last time limit reached. Okay, there we go. So remember last time, the best way to defeat Kaiju 9? Wow. Yeah, so the best way to defeat Kaiju 9 is simply by overwhelming him, but when your character's running so fast, if your main character gets one hit off, you just instantly kill the boss. But there we go, we managed to defeat it. It took 2 hours of tapping, basically, which is crazy. Am I reading that properly? Did I tap 27,000 times? But I got the 1k because the reset happened, 7k per run. Bear in mind, by the way, that's 8k after 2 hours of doing a 1.5k run. I was getting 1k for doing 200 kilometers, and I don't have to even play the game basically because my characters run so fast. But yeah, guys, that is some big buffs from level 15 to 60 on my Kaiju. A bunch of actual currency as well. I assume just like the other mode, if you get towards like every 10 levels, you get a little major upgrade, but you get a massive boost if you get to 100. So I wonder if my Kiku and Reno are now like a lot more OP because level 100. But yeah, that's the mode done. To be fair, I'm still going to grind, man, because they're probably likely going to be adding more content towards it later on. New bosses, new other challenges, going even further, and also getting some more characters. But I kind of want to max out some other stuff. So yeah, guys, thank you for watching the video. I hope you guys did enjoy. Hope it did help out. And yeah, peace.